Today we'll give you a couple of tips on how to learn guitar parts by ear. Hey guys, Kris here.
And my name is Guillaume. Hope you're having a great day today. Welcome to this video. Welcome to Thomann's Guitars and Basses.
Indeed.
We will be your guide today to better sort of improving your skills when it comes to learning a guitar part by ear. As for today, I think we've settled on doing 2 rounds.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess like a round for rhythm. Guitar playing would make sense because that's one kind of guitar part that you would very much likely have to or want to just learn by ear, which means you don't have tabs because of reasons. There are many reasons why you cannot find usable tabs. You have ones which just don't sound right, or there's just nothing, it's not like a mainstream song or artist and you just cannot find anything.
The internet is gone and the only thing left of it is this video. Like this is the only thing left on the internet.
The last piece of bytes.
Yeah.
Or the other half of like learning guitar parts is like obviously lead playing, solo playing, melody lines, whatever you want to call it. Not chords, but the other.
Yes.
Which would be our second round. And
absolutely. So to do that, I think we thought, I don't think.
he thinks we thought.
Collective thinking. That the best way to do that is to sort of take you through our own process of trying to learn those things. So Kris is going to be playing a riff. I'm not going to be looking, I'm going to be listening, just looking in this general direction, for example. And then just trying to pick up on what Kris just played, trying to take you guys through the process of, okay, is it going to be that chord? If it is, what kind of voicings do we have? Is it a chord or is it a single note? Is it like a 2-string power chord type thing? So trying to take you through that so that if you're facing the same kind of situation, you'll have at least not the right reflexes, but my reflexes.
I think it's just an enlightening thing to see other people listening and trying to learn something by ear. Because everyone, has a different take on it and something else might work for you. But I think it's just a good thing to sort of reflect on two persons' experience or way of doing it. And then we'll swap, obviously, and Guillaume will play whatever melody line, solo part, whatever, which is hopefully going to be short.
It's going to be a solo.
And no sweep picking.
It's going to be a 5 minutes. Yeah.
No.
All right. No, but we'll do that.
And then I'll try to figure that one out, which is maybe the same approach as what he did with the rhythm part, or maybe something very different. We'll get to it.
Yes.
You want to start?
Riff me.
Yes.
All right, so you're playing in A.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but it's not... All right. Let me make that sort of useful for other people and not mumble in my my stash. So, you're playing in A. Okay, but you're not using that chord because you're using some hammer-on and pull-offs that make more sense within sort of triad-y shapes. That's the Jimi Hendrix type thing. I think to me that's the easiest giveaway to those chord shapes is that if you have, that kind of A chord, it's most often going to be a bar chord or like the open position, the A. But in your case, you were doing some fiddling. Okay, so.
Much later.
Is that?
I can play it once more if you want.
Yeah, I'd like that. Okay. Okay. All right. So with the overthumb type thing, because that's the easier way to do a major chord with a triad, the first reflex would be to go. But then I noticed that it was going from this note to this note, so it's got to be like, gonna be that one. So then going down to G. I forgot again. Dun, dun, dun.
I can just play the last.
Yeah, can you play the final part again? Okay.
Let me know when you need one more last round.
It's a G, right? You stay on the G, so that's the final, like, do, 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 do. So, okay, one last time.
Okay.
Are you keeping the A on top? Okay. Let me just recap for our viewers there.
I didn't make it easy on you, man.
Yeah, no, you did not. I hate this.
It's impressive, though.
Yeah, it's okay. So, two things to keep in mind up to that point. Figuring out what key you're in, so that help you going, because unless you're listening to progressive jazz, which you're not if you're watching us play, most chords are going to go within those progressions. They're going to belong to a certain key. Most of them are going to be major key or minor keys in our particular context.
Yeah.
We usually don't stray too far away from that. So figuring out that it's an A major is going to help you determine the potential chords that are coming afterwards. In that case, I knew it was going to be a G before playing a G because it just made sense. If you're going down from A like that, the G made sense. But I'm going to go with keeping the A in the bass because I thought I could hear that. So I'm just going to do like... Yeah, this is my final answer.
That's actually pretty close.
Okay.
Two things I want to talk about. First is when it feels like whatever you figured out, it's just so unlogical. Like, who would ever come up with a finger position like this? Like, I keep on forgetting where to put the bass, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make sense. It's in most cases because the original part was not played in that section of the neck.
Ah, that makes sense.
Because I played it like this. and then the third one is I played it on the top. So you've heard the G, right? It was just the voicing, like I just had a power chord basically, but an octave.
Ah, this is so annoying. Okay, so that...
Yeah. And then just an open, like...
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. This was really not easy.
But I should have thought of that because
man.
before we started that video, we talked about like the importance of, okay, if it feels wrong, it's probably played somewhere else on the neck. And then I go in and I'm like, no, it's definitely here.
No, you know why? Because John Mayer does this all the time.
John Mayer does that a lot, yeah.
Which is also an awesome way of playing it. It's just, in this case, it's easier to stick to the open A and go up on the D and the G for the Henrik-C kind of delayed third.
Okay, that was a good riff, man. That was a good riff. Okay, so takeaways for that round, at least. Figuring out the notes and the names, then figuring out the voicing for those notes by not staying stuck into one particular part of the neck, because if it doesn't make sense here, it's probably played somewhere else, which makes a lot of sense. I should have heard the open string and not the thumbed
overthumb
E
thingy.
string.
Yeah.
I should have heard that. So I
also,
feel horrible.
the second one is like the number one mistake we all make.
Yeah.
I'm definitely guilty as well, and just realize how stupid I was and made it horrible for myself. Instead of just being open-minded and realizing immediately at the beginning of learning that song, it's like, no, it's gonna be another string, just 5 frets up or whatever.
Yeah.
So that thing. And also another thing is that can help, and that's something that you did in unintentionally probably even, the listening to that melody note. Whatever is changing, whatever is like popping out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
With both chords, the movement. Just listen to that and try to just nail that note, because if you have that, you have an anchor point. Or if you realize that the A is staying after the second listening, you were like, okay, so that's again something that could help you to navigate and just focus on the rest of the riff, because you have that one thing already 100% sure, because you've heard that the A stays until the end.
Yeah.
Or almost until the end. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That was impressive, man.
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to whatever comes.
I'm gonna lead you now. I'm gonna lead you.
Yeah.
Ha! Clean.
Yeah, but there was a weird note. There was one that threw me off and just destroyed my understanding of the melody. It sounds like B minor. Maybe this. It sounded like the wrong note, which sounded cool, but was close enough to the right note, if you know what I mean. Can you do it once more?
Yeah, sure.
Something like this was the end. But there was also bend, like down, 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 wrong notes, whatever. But there was a bend, down, wow, down. Instead of going the 5th and 7th, there must be a. Hey. Okay. No, you bend on that note. Okay, can you listen to it once more? That was a slide, not a bend. Okay, I'm not sure where you played it. It sounded more like a B string. One last one. Okay, yeah, gotcha. It's a full note at the beginning. I probably played in the wrong spot. You played it here, right?
No. I kept it in the pentatonic position because my original idea for that solo was to go B minor melodic, so I could bring in That's why I put that note in. Because then I was gonna go from, sorry, so.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted to take it minor melodic, but that's too long. So that was the point, and I just left that note in because I knew it kind of threw you out.
It did.
Okay. So yeah, but that was good reasoning, because you first went into, okay, what's the scale, like what's the root, what's the scale, and then figured out, okay, it can be here or it can be there. You know, essentially, if you had played it all here, even if the sound been like maybe a letter off or something, it's completely playable down the neck as well. But
and the thing is that you playing the Friedman and me playing an overdrive pedal through another, it just sounds so different already. Feel. It's really hard to nail the position, because there is always a sound difference if you're playing something on the fifth fret B string compared to going much higher up on the G to have the same note. It just sounds warmer here than here on the B. So I don't care about that one too much right now, because it was so much to remember. What I did at the beginning is try to focus on just the beginning, just the first 2 or 3 notes, and ignore the rest, really. And try to figure out where it all begins, really. And then I asked him to play it again to listen to the rest of the lick. And then I realized, okay, there's this one note that comes right away, which is this off note, and then something else. And I literally split up the whole lick to 3 parts in my brain. I had the down, 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 and then the weird note. That's where the second part begins. And then the ending was like literally, which is the last note. Like, how does he phrase the ending? And then out of these 2 or 3 different little puzzle pieces, I tried to.
And I think that's a really good thing to keep in mind. Away these bullet points, because every solo, every great solo, not this, every great solo has kind of a story to tell. And so you'll always have, okay, how do I introduce that solo? And it's going to be a massive bend, or like immediately a big shreddy part or something. And it's kind of easier for you if you start like cutting that solo into small bits and work on those bits individually. Because, you know, in that hypothetical scenario, you can re-listen to the song as many times as you need to. So like, don't be afraid to cut it into smaller parts and be like, okay, a few notes by a few notes, because that's you got there fairly quickly.
2 technical little advices. Most of these are probably well known for everyone, but maybe not for everyone. First is cut it to pieces. If you have any sort of an audio editing software, which you can get for free as well, or something simple where you can actually loop in a short section, that is a huge help.
And nowadays it's a bit, you'd say it's a bit pointless, because you're just one Google search away from finding the video and finding like the slow-mo version of someone teaching you how to phrase the chords and whatnot. And it's really cool, but it's not going to be valid for every context. Please note that those lessons or whatnot, they're not always right either. It's not always the right thing that you're going to see, or even a musician who's going to play his own song in 2 or 3 different ways, or like a solo in different ways. So, you know, trust your ears more than your eyes when it comes to that, even though it does help. So,
and also, learning something by ear doesn't just help you to learn that song by ear.
True.
It's the best kind of training that will help you when you improvise, when you write your own stuff and want to decide which sounds best. It's an ear training, really, and makes so much sense. Like every single big artist who, like older generation, big guitar players, when they talk about all this, they say like they had to listen to all the old vinyls and stuff and learn all the Rolling Stones songs and whatever. It's one of the biggest and most valuable lesson in your musical life, to train your ears. So do it. And see that in the comments, and let us know what your method is when you're learning something by ear.
Yes. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this one if you did, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.